understand? We done took them all on and gonna continue to take them all on.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, they'd rather link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Want to be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim. Homicide ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long that it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite. Crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. And if your mind ain't there, then we don't dream alike. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure our election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love they reflection, no matter what the complexion. We got a common connection, a part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection, through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every vice. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt cause Christ paid the price. So who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
West till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring young apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominence. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been this proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm growing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire. Around with me, and I had a nigga spin like a tire. But down the D, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UPK. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
Purchase your tracks today.
Know the people been waiting for a minute for something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it, made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image, UPK whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage? 2 words for soft niggas. What is good riddance? Don't affiliate with feminine symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. This a death threat to hip hop. You don't stop that weak shit, I'ma mix your lean with some Grimlock. When the last time you heard it this raw? What I wish for's when the earth inherited by the piss poor. We been to war, them the ones I'm taking risks for. Ain't got no picks or no cars to hold. Holy angels watch my steps, them Glock guard my soul. Can't let them leave my body cold. I know you feel me, nigga, let the wicked weep and the meek prevail. God never been 50-50, I shall now awake and sleep a cell. Let the righteous cry, silence the pretender. A rebel without a cause, as long as I remember. Not taking the kingdom, the only thing on my agenda. Can't avoid me, nigga. Middle finger to the ones that try to destroy me. Revenge of beauty, I'm a beast. I told the bitch she can't eat, let she join me for dinner. My God ain't got no regard for a sinner. One call fall on him like timber. I know you feel me, nigga. In the eyes of terror, I stand still. Go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. Plus everything I drop, heavy as an anvil. Show you how to stand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fuck equality, it gotta be one man win and the rest lose. Wave devastator, I'm calculating my next move. UPK with real niggas seek refuge. Body shots for bars, that'll get you bruised. My niggas whole ranker, check your little attitude. I came to fuck up your mood on your little holiday like I'm Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the fall. Visions in my eyes, gripping the mic, screaming God bless the underdog. Down by the letter, and live by that protocol. Walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't no hope for the struggles. Life like some war resist, or get pulled into a world that never left you.
Purchase your tracks today.
If Rome ain't know that, what is it?
I just wanna see my enemies fall. Yeah. Hey, look, I just wanna bow. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it all. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Hell, I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Trying to build my own city, homie. Enough room to put my niggas on it. Just start a couple business on it. Fuck any heathen, never shitting on me. Yeah. Public housing we done lived through. Trying to put that in my rear view. Gold rolls, what I still do. I can see the picture with a clear view. Gotta separate the snakes. And all you fuck niggas that's gon' hate. Daily pray to God I don't catch another case. But that's a small risk that I feel I gotta take. Only certain niggas, they gon' feel this. Still deliver verses on that real shit. If I get a couple million, I'ma bust this shit down with these children. I just wanna bow. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it all. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Hell, I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the
Shalom, shalom. It's the Israelite School UPK. Started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We under the leadership of Commanding Journey and Hannah. You know what I'm saying? What we teach is so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the true biblical Jews according to the Bible and according to archaeology. Priest Officer Mara Dakia, holding down the Brotherhood class in Spirit of the Most High. Of course, we know that Brotherhood and Sisterhood, they are synonymous. They go hand in hand. Of course, give me 1 second, yeah. Of course, if you have any questions on the topic, just go ahead and type those in. We'll be able to get to those accordingly. Give me 1 moment. Wait a couple more minutes. Let everybody get checked in. Alright, of course, you understand we're living in the most dire times here in America. You understand? And where we need to be careful of who we surround ourselves by, man, and who we surround ourselves with. You understand? We want to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves around, righteous people. And of course, the only righteous people on earth is in the ISUPK under Commanding Jenny and Hannah, man. You understand? And dealing with this Christian church, man. You understand? Of course, we are in the so-called Bible Belt here down in South Carolina. You understand? A Bible Belt where they're supposed to believe in Christ and they're supposed to believe in the Most High, but they don't. You understand? They don't believe in the Most High at all, man. You understand? And of course, the defile, wicked ways that they are doing is, mainly deceiving us, man. You know what I'm saying? Deceiving us into making us believe that the Christian church is the only way. You understand? You have to what the Christians say. You have to call on the name of the Most High, and if you confess with your mouth that Christ died on the cross, you are saved. You understand? And that's nowhere in the Bible, man. You understand? As far as for saying that everyone can have this salvation. You understand? So of course, man, we have to be very, very careful of who we are listening to. You understand? And who's the proper authority. You understand, when it comes to raising the nation of Israel, man. You understand? One moment here. You understand? We're gonna open up with an article. You understand? We're gonna open up with an article. Of course, if anybody got any questions or comments, you understand, make sure y'all do type those in. We'll be able to get to those accordingly. 1 second here, so like it. All right, so this is the New York Daily News. The New York Daily News, it says Oklahoma pastor's wife, their swinger partner nabbed in his murder. And once again, Oklahoma pastor's wife and their swinger partner nabbed in his murder. You understand? So of course, even with even with this title right here, man, this just shows you how disgusting and how defiled the Christian church is, man, and how much truly they don't, care about, the law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? When it, talks about, we're not supposed to be, when it comes to having a wife, you're not supposed to, have your wife in with another wife or with another man. You understand what they call it, threesomes? You understand? That's just doesn't even make any sense, man. You understand? Of course, you understand. You don't want anyone looking at your goods. You understand, and vice versa. You understand? If you're a female, you understand, and and you have your man, you understand, to yourself for that day. You understand? Because of course, a man can have multiple wives. You understand? You don't want him bringing in another female or another male. You understand? It just doesn't make sense, man. And vice versa with the man as well too. You understand? You don't want to have your wife and then have your homeboy come over there or have her bring another female. You understand? That is sacred, man. Sacred between that wife and that husband and the Most High, man. You understand? Husband, wife, and Most High. You understand? So let's read this title again. It says Oklahoma pastor's wife and their swinger partner nabbed in his murder. It reads, the wife of an Oklahoma pastor gunned down in his bed in the middle of the night is now charged with hiring his killer. Let me read that one more time, man. It says the wife of an Oklahoma pastor gunned down in his bed in the middle of the night is now charged with hiring his killer, man. Like, man, that just shows you how much this it just shows you how much the Christian church is unorganized, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like even the pastor, man. You know what I'm saying? The pastor has no organization whatsoever, man. You understand? For for one, to allow this for them to have a swinger partner. You understand? Then also, you understand the let me see here. The wife of the Oklahoma pastor gunned down in his bed in the middle of the night is now charged with hiring his killer. A man the couple had sex with. Good night. It says a man the couple had sex with, man. You understand? Good night, man. I'm gonna keep on reading this article, man. It's not that long. Then we're gonna go into some scriptures on how we shouldn't, trust in this Christian church, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is just one article of many, man. You know what I'm saying? One article of many of how disgusting and how and how defiled this dumb Christian church is, man. You know what I'm saying? They should just be castrated, man. You know what I'm saying? They should just be castrated. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have anything to do with black people, man. You know what I'm saying? When we say black, of course we mean black, Spanking, Native Indians, man. They just shouldn't, man. Why? I mean, because good night, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, just from this article alone, and you know, many articles. You understand? So like, it's just so downgrading, man. You understand? For this pastor to have another man in his bed, and while they're both having sex with him, man. You understand? It says a man the couple had sex with. So ain't no telling, you understand, if that pastor had sex with that man as well too. You understand? So let's go and keep on reading. It says the town of Ada, Oklahoma, was shocked last week when David Evans, 50, was shot to death as he slept next to his wife, Christine Darnell Evans, 47. She immediately called police, according to the accounts. She said she had awakened to a pop and smelled smoke, then saw her husband bleeding from the nose and mouth, and she told police at that time a hole was visible in his head, she told police, and he was making a gasping noise, according to the Star, man. Good night, man. And this is, you know, this is the church that, you know, everyone looks up to, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the church, you know what I'm saying? And not only this church, I'm just talking about the church in general, you know what I'm saying, of how, they look up to these Christian pastors, man, and they look up to that wife, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe deep down inside, you know what I'm saying, of course, you know what I'm saying, the wife set this all up so she can be with this man. I'm gonna read that again, man. It says she said she heard, she said she had awakened to a pop and smelled smoke, then saw her husband bleeding from the nose and mouth. She told police at the time a hole was visible in his head. So he got shot in the head, man. She told police and was making a gasping noise, according to the Star. It took her a few days to admit to police that she had the Harmony Free Will Baptist Church pastor had sex with his attacker, and further that she had convinced the third party to kill her husband after carrying on with that lover separately while with her husband, man. You understand? So of course, you know what I'm saying, if you look within this article and you do your research on the article, you understand, these the pastor and the pastor wife, they were devils. You know what I'm saying? But this swinger, this partner that they had, it was a Jake. You understand? It was a Jake. And the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we named the title today, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, man. You don't want to be misled into the Christian church for pleasure, man. You know what I'm saying? And I wish everybody can see this picture, man. You know what I'm saying, of this pastor and that wife, and then also, so like, give me 1 second here. So like about that, you understand, that just shows you of second here. Yeah, talking about this Jake, man, of how he, trusted, white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? He trusted the so-called white man to believe, and lure him in to this, what is, modern day, sex trafficking, man. You understand? Because ain't no telling how many other people were involved in this. You understand? Ain't no telling how many other people were involved in this and how many people, took the fall, because, with them swingers, those swingers, from, my reading and my understanding, they have multiple partners, man. You know what I'm saying? They have multiple partners, man. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, once again, I'm going to read this. I'm gonna read this part one more time, man. It said it took her a few days to admit to police that she had the Harmony Free Baptist Church pastor had sex with his attacker, and further that she had convinced that the third party to kill her husband after carrying on with that lover separately while with her husband. While with her husband was away. You know what I'm saying? Christy Evans, one second here. Christy Evans was taken into custody last Thursday, and Khalil Demi Spare, 26, that evening, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation said Friday both were being held in separate jails. Christy Evans had called 911 just after 1 a.m. last Monday, stating an intruder had entered her home and shot her husband, the OSBI said in a statement. You understand? She's like, give me 1 second. She like about that, y'all. Allergies. She like it. Get back to the article. Stating an intruder had entered her home and shot her husband, the OSBI said in a statement. When officers arrived at the residence, they found 50-year-old Pastor Devin Evans with a gunshot wound. He died at the scene, authorities said. You understand? And that brother, you know what I'm saying, all over the lust, over some devil, man, over some devil that did not care about him. You know what I'm saying? Because she knew that she was gonna have to come up front, man. You know what I'm saying, and tell the police the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, how did he just get in just so easily, man? You know what I'm saying? And how did he know? You know what I'm saying? Of course, to shoot him but not shoot her. You understand? Like, this devil set this brother up, man. You know what I'm saying? This brother, he probably gonna spend the rest of his life in jail, you know what I'm saying, due to believing in some dumb oppressor, man. You know what I'm saying? Some oppressor that, allowed, you know what I'm saying, this brother kill, another devil, you know what I'm saying? And of course, you know what I'm saying, we don't condone, slaying Esau. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is going to avenge us, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to that by all means necessary. You understand? Of course, you don't want to be deceived, you know what I'm saying, by the oppressor to lure you in all over some, oh man, and man, I wish, man, this devil is just so ugly, man. You understand? She looked like a pig. You know what I'm saying? She's obese, overweight, and then when you look at the pain in the brother's, you know what I'm saying, face, you understand, of how he just, looks, man. You know what I'm saying? As if, he was doing this all in the act of love, man. All over some box, man. You understand? Some devil box at that, man. Let's see here. When officers arrived at the residence, they found 50-year-old pastor David Evans with a gunshot wound. He died at the scene, authorities said. Evidence and interviewers pointed to Christy Evans in Square. She confessed, and the two were taken in. You understand? She confessed, and the two were taken in, man. You understand? This, man, like, once again, man, this is just so, it's just so disgusting to read this article, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so disgusting to just see, you know what I'm saying, brothers, you know what I'm saying, and sisters, you know what I'm saying, get lured in to that Christian church and get molested, you understand, and have these sexual encounters, and have all these abominable acts, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to their quote unquote sexual desires, man. You know what I'm saying, which is just truly fornication, man. You know what I'm saying, all that unlawful sex, man. You understand? So of course, man, we want to make sure that we are taking this very serious, man, to the point where, we'll be able to avoid this, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to avoid this madness, man. Cause yeah, man, it's out there, man. You understand? And of course, you know what I'm saying, the Most High is, bringing that Delta variant, amongst Americans, man. Not only America, across the world, man. You know what I'm saying? So of course, man, this is the time, man, for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man, to truly come together, man. You know what I'm saying? Come together to the point, man, where, we won't allow our brother to for one, sleep with the devil, and for two, man, kill a devil as well too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like, that's like double abomination, man. You know what I'm saying? Double wrongdoings, man. Let's see here. The investigation was truly a team effort, said the Ricky Adams, director of the OSBI. OSBI agents from across the state worked tirelessly in the investigation for days with the help of the OSBI intelligence and analysts and multiple law enforcement agencies. The suspects responsible for Evans' murder are in custody. Our team will always follow the evidence and find the truth, man. You understand? And the truth is, man, you know what I'm saying, that brother should have never been around that church, man. You understand? That brother, man, was probably had some type of, mental issues, man. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, of course, any man that, has some type of sexual desire towards a white woman or, these heathen nations, you know what I'm saying, they had to have, some type of, something going on, with their, with their mindset, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, finding them attractive, man. 1 second here. So now, let's go ahead and get into these scriptures, man. Let's go ahead and get into these scriptures. Let me go to the book of Isaiah. You understand? Of course, and when we read these scriptures, man, you know, all brothers and sisters, man, want to make sure. Give me a log on just to make sure we don't got any questions or comments that I may be missing. One second here. I see young man D'Angelo in there. Shalom to you, brother. Alright. Most High in Christ. Alright, so we're gonna go to the book of Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. It's gonna be the first scripture we go to. Make sure I keep all of this up here so we can get some more understanding of all this. That's the book of Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." Once again, man, it says, "Woe to them, unto them that call evil good and good evil." You understand? So of course, man, this Christian pastor, you know what I'm saying, which of course is the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, and alone, you know what I'm saying, with his wife that are in jail, you know what I'm saying, they thought that it would be, perfect and good to have, this brother have sex with them, man. You know what I'm saying? They were swingers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure this brother had, and they didn't say in the article, you know what I'm saying, this is all speculations. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that brother had, someone else as well too, man. So yeah. Man. So of course, you know what I'm saying, they were calling, this good, man. Which of course, you know what I'm saying, according to the scriptures, we all know that that's evil, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be sleeping with any other nation, man. You know what I'm saying? Besides, the only people you're supposed to be laying down with and having, sex and marriages with is with the children of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? So of course, man, once again, it says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter," man. You understand? So pretty much what they're doing is, they're taking the black man constitution and they're flipping it to, what they want to believe in, man, and what they sees fit, man. You understand? That's what they truly are doing, man. Should like it. One second here. Make sure we're too loud. Alright, we're going to keep on reading. Verse 21, it says, "Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes," man. It says, "Destruction unto them that are wise in their own eyes," man. You understand? This brother thought, this Jake thought that it would be, good to, for him to be sleeping with the pastor and the pastor's wife. You understand? It didn't go into, details where, he was sleeping with the pastor as well too. But it did say that, of course, he was a swinger, and that, while the pastor was gone, that he was having sexual encounter with that pastor's wife, man. You understand? So that brother, he was going on his own understanding, man. You understand? He didn't know, of course, you understand, the truth or anything in that nature, or maybe he did come across the truth, man. You understand? But of course, man, we are here to tell you to be careful, man. You understand? Be truly careful for who you surround yourselves with, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to go on your own understanding, man. You want to go on the understanding of the Bible, man, and understanding of these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You understand? And judging people by their fruits, man. You know what I'm saying? See if they are, producing those good fruits according to the Most High, man, versus what you think is a good fruit. You understand? Because a lot of brothers and sisters, they say, oh, well, you know, this brother's good. You understand? Or the sister, you know what I'm saying? She too wild. Man, what type of fruit is she truly producing, man? You understand? What type of fruit is this sister producing, man? You understand? 9 out of 10 times, man, she's not producing any type of fruit, man, that's benefiting the Most High, man. You understand? That's benefiting, you understand, yourself as well too, man. You understand? Because why would you want to surround yourself around a bunch of people and you're not getting any benefits out of it whatsoever, man? No benefits out of it whatsoever, man. You understand? That does not make any sense at all, man. Doesn't make any sense at all, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep surrounding yourself around these people. Keep surrounding yourself around old friends, and they not producing any type of good fruits, man. Why? Because they're going on their own understanding, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going on, what they feel is right, man. But in all reality, in all actuality, it's just wrong, man. It's just wrong, man. You understand? The scripture says, once again, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 21, it says, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes, man. People think that they are so wise, man. Why? Because they, because they smoke a little marijuana, smoke a little weed. You know what I'm saying? And they depending on the chakras and the kundalinis, man. You know what I'm saying? Believing in Christian pastors, man, that are doing nothing but deceiving you, man. Day in and day out, man. That's all they're doing is deceiving you, man. You understand? Imprudent in their own sight, man. You know, so we're gonna look up this word prudent, man. Because of course, always in UPK, man. You know, so we don't make any type of speculations. You know, so we look up these words, man. Let me get the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Here, it says prudent, acting with or showing care in thoughts for the future, man. Let's go back to the scripture, see what it says again. What was it, 21? Yeah. So 21, it says imprudent in their own sight, man. Meaning, man, they're trying to predict their future, man. Yes, I mean that they, the Most High, told me to go to Africa. So, oh man, I'm, sensing that the Most High, is telling me to leave, this city and go to the other city, man. No, man, not at all, man. Not at all, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have rank and order, man. You know what I'm saying? For brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if a job or, anything of that nature comes up, of course, you know what I'm saying, you still want to get counsel on that situation, but at the same time, man, you still want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, straight up and down, that you do get counsel and advice from the men that are over you, man. You know what I'm saying? Was camp leader, captain, general, whatever the case may be, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to move unless it get approved, man. You know what I'm saying? You do not want to move unless it get approved, man. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, you know what I'm saying, when you put it in your own sight, you know what I'm saying, something may be harmful, you know what I'm saying, within your own understanding, or within your own sight, man. You know what I'm saying? So of course you do not want to move unless it get approved, man. You understand? I'm gonna read that again, man, so that right there can be embedded in all throughout our mindsets, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of brothers and sisters, man, they think, you know what I'm saying, that they have all the answers. You know what I'm saying? And they, begin to question the truth, or they begin to question how things are being ran. You understand? Something that you don't want to do, man. It's 21. Once again, this book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 21. It says, "Woe to them that are wise in their own sight, in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight." It says, "Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, man. You understand? Once again, 22, woe to them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, man. Meaning what, man? Being, becoming alcoholics, man. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what, man? Just drinking, you know what I'm saying, with no control over yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Drinking, you understand, with, with no structure, man, or just drinking because you may be going through some things, man, or you may be depressed, or you may not have a broad understanding of what's truly is going on, man. So of course, man, you want to make sure, man, that you are when you are drinking, you know what I'm saying, that you are very, very wise when it comes to drinking, man. You know, so that you're very, very wise when you are, drinking wine or even having that strong drink, man. You understand? Make sure that you are wise. So we're gonna go back up to verse 20, man. You know what I'm saying? Because these scriptures right here, man, it just shows you how, how wicked, you know what I'm saying, the churches truly is, man. You know what I'm saying? It shows you how, even within our hell, that that everything that we have going on around us, it's still more hell, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we truly say, man, you know what I'm saying, that Christian church is truly the house of Satan, man. You know what I'm saying? That dumb Christian church is truly the house of Satan, man. 1 second here. You will read 21. It says, woe to them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sights, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, come up with an idea and it's totally against, the scriptures, totally against One West, and, have it in your mindset that this is, this is the way, or, this is how everything's supposed to be ran. Why? Because it's in my mind, or why? Because I, seen the scriptures and I'm interpreting it in my own way. You understand? That's something that you don't want to do. That's why you always want to, seek counsel. You understand? Get that advice from the man above you, man. And of course, if the man above you don't know the answer, best believe that they'll be able to reach out to someone to get that answer for you, man. So once again, it says, woe to them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be prudent in your own sight, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that you, can, predict the future, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that you're, don't think that you can, let's see, you know what I'm saying? Don't have it in your mindset that you can, outthink the man that are above you, man. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to come up with suggestions or, ideas, you know what I'm saying? But don't have it in your mindset that you can outthink, you know what I'm saying, an officer, a captain, a general, you know what I'm saying? All because of, you may have a little bit more wisdom in life. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more, wisdom when, dealing with certain circumstances, man. No, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to always make sure that you, seek that guidance and that advice from the men above you, man. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you're, you're younger, older, in between age, whatever the case may be, man. Nothing wrong with being that kind of brother, or, asking for advice from a brother or a sister, man. Nothing wrong with that at all, man. You understand? Give me 1 second here, Shalai. Like, y'all, forgive me for that, man. I'm having some bad allergies. You understand? It's tearing me up right now, but we're gonna keep rocking and rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because of course, man, we don't want to Shalaya to go on our own understanding, man. It's like the scripture is saying, man. You understand? The scriptures still have to be pushed forth, man. You know what I'm saying? This truth still has to be pushed forth, man. You know, despise of what you may have going on, man, in life. You know what I'm saying? Stuff still has to keep rocking and rolling, man. It has to keep rocking and rolling, man. Straight up and down, man. You understand? What was we at? Verse 21 again. It says, "Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men to strength to mingle strong drink." You understand? So we're gonna drop that, of course. 1 second here. One moment here. Let me get back to these scriptures. See what we're gonna go to next. We're gonna go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23. Alright, so this is the book of, where we at here? Book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 1. It says, "Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter my sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord." Once again, man, it says, "Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Most High," man. Saith the Lord, man. You understand? Not only, you understand, is this happening in a, you know, predominantly, Caucasian church, but this is also happening in the black church as well too, man. You know what I'm saying? This is happening in the black church as well, man. You understand? When it comes to, these sexual deviant acts, man. You know what I'm saying? This is happening, man, straight up and down, man, over and over again, man. All you have to do is, you know, type in your Google, type in, pastors, you know what I'm saying, with, sexual acts, or, pastor, kills a man, you know what I'm saying, in church, or whatever the case may be, man. You know what I'm saying? All I do is type in your Google machine, and then you'll be you'll be able to understand exactly of what we're saying, man. You know what I'm saying? To never, and we mean never, trust that Christian church, man. You know what I'm saying? We are to never to trust that Christian church. Why? You understand? Because we look at these stories right here, man. The story that we just read earlier, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like we said earlier, man. That brother thought that he was in a safe place. You understand? Believing, that oppressor devil woman, to make it, as seem as if, you understand, that everything was going to be okay. You understand that everything was going to be good. But in the contrary, man, you understand, that did not happen at all, man. That did not happen at all, man. You understand? So once again, man, it says, "Woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Therefore, thus said the Lord of the God of Israel against the pastor that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock, and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord. You understand? The Most High is not going to forget, you know what I'm saying, that devil, you know what I'm saying, that had did it. That, you know, that brother. You understand? And the Most High is not going to forget, as we have already seen, you understand, what, you know, what he has done to Eddie Long, man, for molesting, you know, kids, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is not going to forget. I was a pastor here in Greenville, John Gray, you know what I'm saying, for sleeping with a 14-year-old girl to getting her pregnant, man. You know what I'm saying? And then covering up everything, man. Covering up everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So best believe, man, that the Most High is not going to forget that, man. He's not going to forget it, man. Let's see here. Let's go to the book of 1 John. First John chapter 2, verse 4. Oh no, 1 John 2. You know what I'm saying? And this falls in line, you know what I'm saying, with all, you know what I'm saying, these Christian pastors, man, and all of these, you know it all, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, these are for them, man. So let's read. Yeah, 1 John 2 and 4. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, He that said, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. Once again, this is the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, He that said, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. The truth is not in any of these Christian pastors, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, you know what I'm saying, they glorify the Most High with their mouths, you know what I'm saying, but their hearts, you know what I'm saying, their understanding is so far away from them, man. So far off, man. So far away from them, man. You understand? To the point, man, where they don't even care, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about who, and who they are, you know, coming up against, man. You understand? Once again, I'm gonna read the scripture again. It's the first John chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. You understand? The truth is not in him, man. You understand? All these Christian pastors, you understand? All your, you know, your grandmas, you understand? Everybody say that they know the Most High, and that, you know, and that they truly, you know the Most High, and that they truly love the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to truly serving Him, and, you know, following these laws, statutes, and commandments, what happens, man? You know what I'm saying? What happens, man? Nothing at all, man. Nothing at all happens, man. At all, man. gonna read this other article, man. I'm going to this other article, man. We're gonna talk about, how, these Christian pastors, they deceive you, and they take all of your money, man. You know what I'm saying? They take all of your money and what they do with it, man. You understand? They give it to the so-called Jewish man. You know what I'm saying? Or what else they do? They they fill up their riches, man. You know what I'm saying? Buy them, these big mansions, man. You understand? And they buy, everything, galore, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, when it truly comes to, having that greed for money, man. You understand? So this is, let's see here. This is the ET Inside. It says this is the top 15 richest and most successful pastors in the world. We promise you that number one will shock you. Alright? And we're going to read this article and then we're going to go into some more scriptures. You know what I'm saying? This is an older article, man. This article came out last year. So hopefully they have everything up to date. Normally, when it came out a year ago, they normally have it up to date. All right, it says the business of religion, and for some, can be very profitable profession to enter. Most people think of that sentence in the spiritual sense, but this article is about the physical worldly dollar. The physical worldly dollar. It might be argued that the reason why ministers are more likely to make money today is because they utilize more money making opportunities such as writing books, producing movies, and speaking engagements. I'll keep rolling. Some of which make enough to have private planes. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the late 80 long, reimbursed arenas at churches, Joel Osteen, and flourishing press houses. Talking about Rick Warren. You understand? Read that again. It says, some of which make enough to have private planes, the late 80 long, reimbursed arenas as churches, Joel Osteen, and flourishing press houses, Rick Warren, man. You understand? So of course, man, these pastors like to live that lavish life, man. You know what I'm saying? That life of having no concern about their quote unquote members, man. You understand? And of course, even of course, you know what I'm saying, most of the members are who, man? Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? When you think about Christianity as a whole, you know what I'm saying, that is a so-called white religion, you know what I'm saying? But of course, they receive, tons and tons of money from who, man? Black people, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, man, from black people. There will be many who will say that these pastors shouldn't be making this much money. Before you judge, keep in mind that the average yearly household salary, the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa, is $422. So they could be saying the same about you. You understand? Of course, you know what I'm saying, we don't particularly, worry about Africa. You know what I'm saying? I pray that number has decreased, you know what I'm saying, since this article has came out. Since this article is not to bash anyone, it is written to inspire you to dream bigger. Good night. It says this article is not to bash anyone. It is written to inspire you to dream bigger. Meaning what, man? They want you to become a filthy, disgusting Christian pastor and do what? And steal your people's money, man. I mean, good night. Look at Kanye West, man. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West, he did what, man? You know what I'm saying? And if I'm mistaken, I know this article is old, but you know what I'm saying? And thinking about the industry. Kanye West is, his net worth. If I'm not mistaken, if people can correct me in the chat, I believe his net worth is over $1 billion. You said not million, but $1 billion, man. Once again, it says this article is not to bash anyone. It is written to inspire you to dream bigger. If you are not interested in making money, then that is your choice. But here are the men and women who inspire others while achieving their dreams. Quote unquote, inspire others while achieving their dreams, man. Number 1, Kenneth Copeland. Now, keep in mind, this article came out last year, so of course I'm pretty sure that they'll have another one the following year, so we'll be able to get a little bit more, detail. It says his net worth is $760 million. Kenneth Copeland is very close to being a billionaire, even though he already claims billion-dollar status. He runs Kenneth Copeland Ministry. His ministry, 1,500-acre campus, is a half-hour drive from Fort Worth. Includes a church, a private airstrip, a hangar for ministry, $17.5 million jet, and other aircraft, in a $6 million church-owned lakefront mansion. Good night, man. You understand? This just shows you, man, of how disgusting these Christian pastors are, man. Yes, and they talk about Eddie Long having his private jet, and now you understand they're saying Kenneth Copeland has a jet that's worth $17.5 million in a $6 million church-owned lakefront mansion. Number 2, Bishop T.D. Jakes. Bishop Jakes lives in a $1.7 million mansion. He has been called America's best preacher and has been featured on the cover of Time magazine. He is a writer, preacher, and movie producer. Thomas Dexter T.D. Jakes Sr. is the bishop chief pastor of the Potter's House, a non-denominational American megachurch with 30,000 members located in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas, man. 30,000 members, man. You understand? And imagine if those members just gave $1. You understand? $1 every, church service, man. You understand? What's that? Four times 30,000. Let me see here. You understand? That's 120,000 right there if they just gave $1. You understand? So just, man, it just shows you, man, of how, and that's just a month. You understand? That just shows you how it's just, man, like these Christian pastors, man, when it comes to money and fame, and it says what T.D. Jakes, he's a preacher, a writer, a movie producer, man, and this is just showing, what he's earning from the Christian church, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not going into details of, all his outside, hustles and his side hustles, whatever the case may be. It's not, man. It says David Oyedepo is an African. Looks like he's his net worth is 150 million. It says David Oyedepo is a Nigerian pastor who has a net worth of 150 million, having enjoyed a reputation as the richest pastor in Nigeria. David is a founder and presiding bishop of Living Faith Church Worldwide, aka Winners Chapel, and its affiliated international churches known as Winners Chapel International, man. You understand? I'm guessing these pastors and all overseas, man, and well, primarily in Africa, what I'm saying, they believe in, they believe heavily on, what is it, laying of the hands. You understand? They believe heavily in laying of the hands, man. To the point where it's like, you understand? To the point where, the laying of the hands is just, it's just a circus. It's like a entertainment for them, man. You understand? And they show it, periodically here in America, of how these pastors, saying, oh, the woman is nothing, and she need to cleanse her for JJ, and that she need to cleanse her mind, and do all these abominable things. And then of course they just have people throw money at them, man. You know what I'm saying? Just throw money at them. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Says Pat Robertson. Net worth is $100 million. You understand? And we look at these numbers as, $100 million is not a lot, but like, man, good night. That's $100 million that could be feeding, you understand, black spanking Native Indians, man. It says Pat Robertson lost the Christian Broadcasting Network in Virginia, and the network is now broadcasting over in 180 countries. In the late 80s, he ran for president, but was unsuccessful. He runs a number of large companies, including the Christian Coalition and Christian Right organization that exists to raise monetary and public support for conservative political candidates. Now, and it's so crazy, man, of how they word this. You know what I'm saying? So of course his network worth is only $100 million, but it says that he runs a number of large companies, man. He runs a number of large companies, meaning what, man? Meaning what? And all of these, companies, they have, some type of, Christian, naming. Was it the Christian Coalition, the Christian Right organization? You understand? This is to help out conservative political candidates, man. Political candidates, man. You understand? So of course, man, like this is just showing, very, very little of what his true potential is, man. Of how much he make, yearly. Number 5 is Benny Hinn. Israeli televangelist Benny Hinn is best known for his regular miracle crusades, revival meetings, faith healing summits that are usually held at large stadiums in major cities, which are later broadcast worldwide on his television program, This Is Your Day. 42 million. You understand? All from being a Israeli televangelist, meaning that he travels and he broadcasts these what they call them miracle crusades, or revivals, when everybody come up to the altar, tell them what you have going on, and doing all these abominable things, man. You know what I'm saying? Speaking in tongues and foaming at the mouth. And then what happens, man? Then what happens? You understand? Everybody start throwing money at them. You know what I'm saying? All everybody start sending money through his through all of his ministries, man. You understand? Number 6. Jesse Duplantis. Now, is this the devil that was oh, okay, I don't think I've never seen him before, but okay. His net worth is $50 million, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this is just a network, man. Jesse Duplantis is a prosperity gospel preacher from the Christian evangelical charismatic tradition based in New Orleans, Louisiana, U.S., and the founder of Jesse Duplantis Ministries. He was the founder of Jesse Duplantis Ministries, JDM, which maintains an international headquarters in America and branches in the UK and Australia. In 1997, he and his wife Kathy Duplantis founded Covenant Church, a local outreach of JDM on the international headquarters property in Destrehan, Louisiana. You understand? This just shows you once again, man, how they, getting money from the church, but now also is they having these, these side hustles, you understand, with these businesses, you understand, now is, bringing in more money, you understand? You would think that, stealing from your own people, you understand, or primarily stealing from, the children of Israel will be, enough. No, they need to have businesses, man, you understand? They take that money that they're receiving from their, members, you understand, then what they do, you understand, they open up these ministries, they open up these businesses, you know what I'm saying, they buy jets and they buy, aircrafts and mansions and, they fancy cars and they have these fancy, locations, you know what I'm saying, where they'll be able to go and, have these revivals and nonsense. Joel Osteen, net worth $40 million. Joel Osteen is an author, evangelist, and pastor of Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. He took over his father's role as a pastor, despite having very, very, very little formal religion training in 1992. You understand, and this just shows you, man, of how you know what I'm saying, they don't necessarily need any type of training to become a pastor, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good night, man. Kanye West has his own church. Beyonce has her own church, and they don't have no biblical training, man. I heard in Beyonce church, you know what I'm saying, when you open up the Bible, it's all her lyrics. It's all of her songs. You know what I'm saying? Same with Kanye West as well, too. You understand? It's all of his songs, all of his lyrics. You understand? It has nothing to do, you know what I'm saying, with the black man's constitution whatsoever, man. You understand? I'm gonna read Joel Osteen again as well too, man. Joel Osteen is an author, evangelist, and pastor of Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. He took over his father's role as a pastor and evangelist despite having very little formal religious training. In 1999, since then, the Lakewood Church pastor broadcast has grown expeditiously and can now be seen in 100 different countries, man. 100 different countries, man. You understand? And bringing up Joel Osteen, you understand? Kanye West had went out to his church a couple of years ago, and and he had a quote unquote preaching session, and of course you understand when that session was over, it was just a big old concert, it was just a big old circus. He actually charged people to actually watch that sermon, man. I'm not for certain how much it was. I believe it was from anywhere from $35 to $50. It could have been more. You know what I'm saying? But he charged people that was supposed to be, when he was supposed to be supposedly giving out the word of God. Creflo Dollar. His net worth is worth $27 million. You understand? And the reason why we bringing out these numbers, man, and how much these Christian pastors are making, man. You understand? It's just to show you. It's not to show you, how much money they're making. It's showing you how truly a lot of Black spanking Native Indians are being deceived into believing, their dream. You know what I'm saying? How the scripture was saying, they were prudent in their own sight, man. You know what I'm saying? This lines up, hand in hand with exactly what we've been saying in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? When we bring it out, you know what I'm saying? This article here. Creflo Dollar brought his own net worth through his ministries. He had assembled a multi-million-dollar ministry to the message that it is the will of God for you to prosper in every way, man. You know what I'm saying? This is how he made all of his money, man. Saying it is the will of God for you to prosper in every way, man. You know what I'm saying? And what is that every way truly saying, man? You know what I'm saying? That every way is saying what, man? It's saying what? To prosper in every way? In every way, you know what I'm saying? Meaning that what, man? In every way, in everything that you do in life, you're supposed to prosper, man. You understand? Of course, you understand? We all know that this is a lie, man. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because not all through life, man, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to prosper in everything that you do in life, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord may not want you to be a millionaire, man. You know, so although you may have in your mindset that, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire, this is what I'm going to do. The Lord may say, you may say, oh, man, I'm going to move to Alaska, I'm going to move to Canada, or I'm going to move to New York, California, Texas, whatever the case may be. And the Lord may, be against that, man. You understand? So of course, man, what Creflo Dollar is saying here is, man, is to whatever your mindset is, you know what I'm saying, fulfill it, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you have any type of stumbling blocks, whatever the case may be, still fulfill it, man. We all know that that's a lie, man. You understand? Let's go and keep on reading. Once again, it is the will of God for you to prosper in every way. Creflo Dollar has, in addition, the publisher of Change Magazine, a quarterly international publication with nearly 100,000 subscribers, and the Max, a bi-monthly resource newsletter for ministers and minister leaders. His books include Understanding God's Purpose and For the Anointing. It came out in 1992. Claim Your Success Today came out in 2006. And 8 Steps to Make the Life You Want, 2008. He's well known for his controversial teaching of prosperity theology. You understand? And of course, we all know in truth, man, you know what I'm saying, we don't look at, money as being successful, man. We look at, understanding these laws, statutes, and commandments as being successful, man, and doing the will of the Most High as being successful, man. He's well known for his controversial teaching of prosperity theology. He has been criticized for his lavish lifestyle, as he owns 2 Rolls Royces, a private jet, $1 million home in Atlanta, and a $2.5 million residence in Manhattan in 2007. U.S. Senator Charles Grassley named him and the other evangelists in a financial investigation mentioning lavish lifestyles and questioning their use of cash gathering from churchgoers and viewers. He has denied any wrongdoings. Of course, he would deny all those wrongdoings, man. Why? Because he's greedy, man. You know why? Because he wants to continue to live that lavish life, man. And continue to live that American dream, man. And continue to do all of these abominable things, you understand, with, you know, his money, man. You understand? Rick Warren. His net worth is $25 million. Rick Warren. One second here. One moment here to make sure that we all good. Alright. Rick Warren founded Saddleback Church in Lake Forest, California. It is now the country's 8th largest church. Good night. Rick Warren is the author of a handful of books, including The Purpose-Driven Life, The Purpose-Driven Church, and The Purpose-Driven Life. Warren believes in a 5-point plan to bring global harmony to earth. He calls it peace. Peace plan. It calls for planting churches, equipping servant leaders, assisting the poor, caring for the sick, and educating. He and his wife aim to live on a 10% of their income and donate the rest to charity. You understand? He's still a devil. You understand? He's still, you understand? He's still living off of he's still living off of, you know, his books and, you know, his church going people. You understand? Out there in Lake Forest, California, man. Although he's saying him and his wife are living on 10% of their income, you understand? That's still a lot of money, man. Still a lot of money, and ain't no telling where, you know, he's putting, you know, that other money at, man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't say that, you know, of course it says that he you know, care for the poor and the sick. You understand? But you know, 10% out of 25 million, you know what I'm saying? That's still you know, a nice chunk of change. You know, telling where the other money is going, doesn't go into, you know, what he's truly is doing for the Most High people, you know what I'm saying, for that matter. Number 10 is Joyce Meyer. Her net worth is $25 million. Pastor Joyce Meyer, net worth. Pastor Joyce Meyer is an American Bible teacher, writer, and motivational speaker that has a net worth of $8 million. Pastor Joyce Meyer, also called Pauline Joyce Hutchinson, was created in St. Louis, Missouri, and was sexually abused as a child. She became a born-again Christian when she was in elementary school and became more and more focused on her faith. As her home life worsened, her Bible study classes became so popular that she eventually branched out into a broadcasting theme on a radio in 1985. You understand? She formed her own ministry. Life in the term of her radio show began to air throughout the Midwest. She began airing a weekly television show on WGN-TV and BET called Enjoying Everyday Life. In 1995, she has become an immensely popular public speaker and journeys from engagement to engagement in her private jet. She was number 17 on Time magazine list of the 25 most influential evangelists in 2005. You understand? Of course, they gonna, you know, of course, you understand, for one, a lot of these pastors, you understand, or, you know, quote unquote evangelists, televangelists, whatever the case may be, they're all oppressors, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and of course, you know what I'm saying, the Bible is against them, you know what I'm saying, because of course they are nowhere in the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and a lot of people, you know, dealing with Black Native Indians, we can't accept that, man. We as people, we cannot accept that these so-called these so-called European, man, you know what I'm saying, the so-called white man, that they are not in the Bible at all, man. That they are not in the Bible, man. But still, what they do, they still deceive many to make what us, as far as Black Americans, to believe what, man? To believe that, you know, that this Bible can be for everybody. Or, you know, if I come up with a sad story, or, you know, if I, you know, tell everybody my story, then I'll be able to gain income, or I'll be able to gain a status, or, you know, have some type of stature in the white man's kingdom, man. Talking about America, man. You understand? This is exactly what Joyce Meyer did, man. You understand? One second here. You understand? So of course, day in and day out, man, over and over again, man, we have to constantly make sure that that we are you know, being conscious of these Christian pastors, man. We're being conscious of, you know, who are we giving our funds to, man, and what they are doing with the funds, man, as well too, man. You understand? Give me 1 second, Shalai. Number 11, Pastor James Bryant, net worth is $20 million. Sheesh. $20 million, man. You understand? In 2018, Pastor Bryant left the church that he had started in Baltimore, Maryland, to lead the church made famous by the later Bishop Eddie Long. In order to get Pastor Bryant to leave his church, the board of trustees at New Hope to open their wait list to convince Pastor Bryant to leave his very comfortable life in Baltimore in Maine did they. Not only has Bryant's salary tripled in comparison, but he was offered a mansion to live in as well as a lighter preacher schedule. Dang. So if you don't know Pastor Jamal Bryant, you understand? I advise you to look this. I would say, you understand? I would say, coon, man. You understand? I would say a coon. You understand why? Because, he truly don't love Black Native Indians, man. You know what I'm saying? He left one church, which of course, we all know that the Christian church is all, evil. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't have no dignity or, no loyalty to this church and wanted to do what? Go for fame, man. And, be a pastor after Eddie Long. You guys say.
Is he that same pastor that dudes told him to march off the block?
Marshall Khan, yep, it's him.
He told
Jamal Bryant, yeah, it's him. He was in Baltimore, and then he was up under Eddie Long. Let's see here, and in this part right here, man, this is just sickening right here. You know what I'm saying? When I hear this part, man, it said, what it says, Pastor Bryant to leave his church, the board of trustees at New Hope. So the church had a board of trustees, man. Meaning what, man? You know what I'm saying? They had, you know it was some females in there. You know Eve was in there, man. Trying to have her input on any and everything. You know it was some homosexuals in there, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know it was, bishops and, deacons and, quote unquote pastors. All of them are quote unquote, man. You understand? So of course, man, once again, man, you know what I'm saying? When looking at hindsight, you would think that, all these pastors that we list, that they may, that they may be cool, or they may be, appealing to the eye. But deep down inside, man, they are in it for the money, man. You know what I'm saying? They want to gain your trust, so what? So they can get your money. You understand? They want to gain your trust so they can get your money, man. Pastor Bryant to leave his church, the board of trustees at New Hope, and to open their wallet to convince Pastor Bryant to leave his very comfortable life in Baltimore. And man, did they do that. Not only has Bryant's salary tripled in comparison, but he has offered a mansion to live in, as well as a lighter preaching schedule.
God damn.
He used to preach 3 different sermons on Sunday, which has now been cut to 1. So not only did he, you may have to unplug that burner, Sir Shalaya. So not only did he get a lighter load, you understand, his salary tripled, not doubled. You know what I'm saying? That brother's salary tripled, man. All because of what? He was chasing that fame, man. He was chasing that quote-unquote glory. He was chasing his quote-unquote dreams, man, of America, of being a black American pastor, man. You understand? We're going to keep on reading. Let me read this again. But he was offered a mansion to live in, as well as a lighter preaching schedule. He's used to preaching 3 different sermons each Sunday, which now has been cut to 1. Bryant is one of the fewest preachers who is highly requested to preach in other churches, as they are willing to pay him hefty speaking engagement fee, as well as a TV contract with the Word Network, man. So it says that his network is $20 million. Damn. You understand? But that's not, putting in what this engagement fee. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, when he travels, of course he's having everything laid out to him. He's not paying for what? He's not paying for the flight. He's not paying for his room and board. He's not paying for food and travel expenses or any of that, man. You understand what I'm saying?
He's not paying for the little boys either. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely not paying for for the little boys or little girls. And best believe he's gonna have some women in his hotel room when he gets done with that one sermon for that certain Sunday, man. You understand? This script, man, like the Christian church, man, is truly, it's just truly deceiving our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at hindsight, man, they seem like, that they're so soft and they're so humble and they're so, approachable. But man, in all reality, man, what are they doing, man? You know what I'm saying? They're stealing from us, man. They're robbing us, man. Right in front of our eyes, man. This one time high school dropout has made Morehouse College proud. And I'm not concerned if anyone's, familiar with Morehouse College, but that's in Atlanta, Georgia. And I remember when I was, going to school, I also went to HBCU. But Morehouse College was known for homosexuals. It's an all-male school. that is filled with homosexuals.
It's like it. It's called Moorhead.
So like, right? Because hey, ain't no telling what was more was going on there. Yeah, Morehouse College said Moorhead College. You know what I'm saying? Morehouse College, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they have, he has made them proud. Why, man? Because his net worth is $20 million, man. You know what I'm saying? And best believe, man, that he's there at every homecoming. And best believe, you know what I'm saying, everything is laid out for him, including the men. You know what I'm saying? Because the men want to see him. You know what I'm saying? Him with his with his clean face, and his in his glasses, and his in his 10-piece suit. You understand? Homecoming. He has that homecoming face, man. You understand? Right, big pause. Reverend John Hagee. His net worth is $5 million. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, man, you know what I'm saying? Like these numbers are truly just their network, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not talking about amenities and and all the all the gifts and all the donations that they give every single Sunday, man. You know what I'm saying? This is just solely their network, man. You know what I'm saying? Pastor John Hagee network. John Hagee is the founder of the senior pastor Cornerstone Church. He led the Trinity Church in the early to mid 70s, and then founded his own church, the church at Castle Hill, in 1975. Since then, he has gone on to head one of the most wide-reaching and successful Christian organizations in the world, the Cornerstone Church. Now has 20,000 members, and he is the CEO of John Hagee Ministries, a Christian multimedia empire, the CEO of Christian evangelism television, and the national chairman of Christian United for Israel. You understand? And they not telling you, you know what I'm saying, how much money he's making, for those organizations. You know what I'm saying? This is primarily just dealing with the church, man. You know what I'm saying? Primarily dealing with, what he has done, you know what I'm saying, for the church. And, and this is going back to 1975, man. So, this, he's making, way, way more than $5 million. This is what he's putting on paper.
Jeez.
And it was a pastor up in Detroit, I forget his name, man, where they was, I forget his name. I can see his face, but I cannot remember his name. It was up in Michigan, where they was, saying that, he was, using the church money to, have this place where they, get counseling and, where everybody come together and they go over scriptures and they do all these things. But, in all reality, that was his house. You understand? In all reality, that was his second or third house. And he would have people come out and travel from all over. He would have the pastors come out and speak to him, and they would be in these Rolls Royces and these Lamborghinis, and he would say that he would just rent them, but he actually owned it with the church's money, man. You understand? So once again, man, listen, that filthy, disgusting Christian church, man, it should just be, and I pray, you know what I'm saying, with this whole Delta variant, man, you know what I'm saying, this year, that the Most High closes the churches permanently, man. You know what I'm saying? Closes the churches permanently, man. And people will understand and see that, that the ISUPK is the only truth, man.
Damn right.
Paula White, number 13. Paula White. Her net worth is also $5 million. Here. Pastor Paula White is is a Christian evangelist, teacher, author, and television personality. She became a Christian in the mid-'80s and went on to launch her own church with her then husband, Randy White. Called Without Walls International Church. Hold on, wait. This church is called Without Walls International Church. Salami. Without Walls International Church. The church, which was originally known as the South Tampa Christian Church, struggled during its early years, and the Whites lived off the kindness of the congregation. Hold on, wait now. The Whites lived off the kindness of the congregation and the government. So you know what that means, right? They was living their best life off who? The congregation. Not only the congregation, so they found a way for them to, finesse the government as well too. You understand? And these, and what's so crazy? I solely, believe, that these Christian pastors are living off the government, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, not all of them have jobs. They don't have jobs, so what they do? They say, "Oh, well, I'm a pastor. I don't have any income. All the church expenses is going into the building, and then what? They get all, food stamps, government assistance. Oh man, good night, man. Ain't no telling, how much they stipend's gonna be, man. You understand? Over and over again, man. You understand? The church eventually grew to 20,000 members. She hosts the popular show Paula White Today on the Trinity Broadcast Network and has published 10 books, man. You understand? So once again, man, they not going into grand detail of how, greedy and how hungry that they truly are. You know what I'm saying? They give you little snippets. You know what I'm saying, when they said that, that they were living off the church and the government. You know what I'm saying? Like that should let you know, man, that all of them, primarily are living off the congregation and the government as well too. You understand? We're gonna do a couple more, and then we're gonna you got something.
I was gonna go into a little history about Paula White.
Yeah, concept, your mother.
This is from the Washington Post.
Like,
it said Trump's spiritual advisor, Pastor Paula White, called for all satanic pregnancies to miscarry.
Good night. She did what now, Sir Slayer?
Slayer. It says Trump's spiritual advisor, because this same lady, Pastor Paula White, is Trump's spiritual advisor.
Good night, man.
Called for all satanic pregnancies to miscarry. It was a metaphor, she says. Is she dead? I'm trying to think if she's the one that's dead.
Paula White, I think she's still living, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm thinking about somebody else that died in a plane crash and two rich pastors.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that was her. I could be wrong though. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that just shows you, man. Like that goes back to who's that? Hillary Clinton, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the abortion and Planned Parenthood, man. You know what I'm saying? They are all for that, man. And of course, they're not triggering their own people. They are saying this for who? For black people, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want our babies to just die, man. You know what I'm saying? They want our babies to not to live, man. It's just disgusting, man. Just disgusting, man. Number 14, Bishop Noel Jones. Bishop Noel Jones earned his PhD from the International Circle of Faith. He then became pastor of the Bethel Temple of Longview in Texas. In the mid-1990s, he became the pastor of the Greater Bethany Community Church in Los Angeles, California. When he first became pastor, the church had 1,000 members. Less than 10 years later, the size of the church has grown expeditiously, and the congregation has a membership of 17,000 people. 17,000 people that this, that this brother has, man, under his leadership, man. And you know, I was talking about earlier, you know, saying like how you know these pastors have 20,000 members. Imagine if just each one member gave $1 every single Sunday, man. You understand? You know what I'm saying? That's 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 $1 million right there a year, man. Over $1 million a year, man. An additional building was built to accommodate the number of people. The church choir, the City Refuge Sanctuary Choir, also released a successful gospel album in 2007.
Damn.
It's like, so not only is this church being successful, the choir's been successful as well too, and that's something that I may have to go into next week as well too. Talking about these choirs of how much they're making, man. Because once again, you know what I'm saying, every black person in the hood, you know what I'm saying, they love that gospel music, man. I don't want to say every, I want to say, the church going people. They love that gospel music, man, and they they play the tambourines, and they buy the CDs, and they download them on their iPads and phones, and they just making millions upon millions of dollars, man. I think that's what I'm gonna do next week, man. Go into the choirs across across the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Because not only here in America, you know what I'm saying, those choirs in Africa, good night, man. They are making, man. They have to be making millions upon millions of dollars, man. You understand? The church choir, the City of Refuge Sanctuary Choir, has also released a successful gospel album in 2007. The album charted on the Billboard's 200 and reached #1 on the gospel charts.
Damn.
You understand? So of course we all know how that went, man. You know what I'm saying? Bringing in more money to the church, man. Bringing in more members to the church. The last one, number 15, Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan, net worth is $3 million. You know what I'm saying? Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan. And this is supposed to be the person that's over the head of Islam, man. But they, of course, they categorize him with the 15 most richest pastors. Net worth is $3 million. Louis Farrakhan reached the net worth through his leadership and brief musical career. I didn't even know that he sang.
What?
I didn't even know that. Born Louis Eugene Walkoff in Bronx on May 11th, 1933, Bronx, New York. He made a name for himself as the leader of the Nation of Islam movement. Louis Farrakhan joined the organization in 1955 and was an instrumental in preserving the original teaching of the longtime Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? This just shows you, man, how the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying, Muslims, you know what I'm saying, all these other religions, Africanism, all that falls up under Christianity, man.
Right.
All of it falls under Christianity. Why? You understand? Because they are deeming this to be a total, different religion, but they are still calling him one of the richest pastors in the whole world, man. In the whole world, man. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying that, since he, has another religion, or, since he, doing such a great job, you know what I'm saying, with his musical career, but he's also doing a great job with the Nation of Islam. And that, that he's, of course, once again, deceiving the Most High's chosen people. Not only that, he's making millions, you know what I'm saying, like, behind it. Millions upon millions. You understand? You want to say something?
Now I'm gonna tell people this right here. They might think $3 million is a little money.
Yeah.
But any criminal never try to put the full amount of money that they make into any type of government system.
Absolutely.
You ever know a drug dealer? He's gonna let it be known to the world that he gets the least amount of money you can think possible.
Right.
Farrakhan said $3 million. You might want to think $30 million.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I think about, you know what I'm saying, the drug dealer Frank Lucas, how they were saying what he was making, like $1 million a week or a day or something like that. Ain't no telling how much really he was making, man.
Right.
You understand? $1 million a day? Come on now. I would say probably, minimum 1.5 million a day, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know he has some of that money stashed away, just along with these Christian pastors, man. All these Christian pastors, that we name, they are, telling, the system and the government that they are, well, we only, made, $5 million, $150 million, that's my net worth. But in all reality, you know what I'm saying, with their businesses, and their, endorsements, they put all that money to the side, man, and that's something that they not going to calculate, man.
Right.
Why? Because being a pastor is not a quote unquote job. You understand? I'm not certain if they can, file taxes on the money, received. All that money is coming straight to them. All that money is coming straight to them, man. You know what I'm saying? So you say day in and day out, man. Don't be deceived by these Christian pastors, man. They, they may look good on TV. They may look good, in the hindsight, and they may think that they, and you may think deep down inside that they truly care about you, man. But we in the ISUPK are telling you that they don't give a damn about you, man.
That's right.
You understand? They don't give a damn about you to the point, man, that they're going to laugh at you in your face while taking your money, man. And with that, man, the class, you understand? It's ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, sorry, the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to another brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can read about this in Numbers chapter 18, verses 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. You have the Day of Atonement. This falls on the 10th day of the 7th month. This falls on Wednesday the 15th, which will be next Wednesday. You can read about this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 27 through 32. I'll to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in school, start wearing all black, blue shirts, pants, headband, scarf. With that, shalom.